So a buddy of mine called me the other day about an AVR, and he wanted to know, because he had seen my processor, not my processor, my power amp. A, how much it was. B, where did I get it? And C, was it worth it? Well, my answer was simple. It was worth every penny. I got it out of Toronto. It's constructed in China. It's Class AB. It's spectacular. It's got a lot of watts. And he's confused by this watts thing because, no matter how many times I tried to explain how an AVR works, where the more speakers you hook up to it, the less and less watts you have per speaker. And I just kind of said, listen, I said, your unit has a total wattage based on a power supply. So, let's just take into consideration, and, Marantz does this, and some higher-end companies do this, and they put in really, really good power supplies. The new Pioneer has a really good power supply. The Onkyo 70 has a power supply, really good. And, they're just designed for absolute amazingness, if that's a word. But he said, well, you're only getting like 350 watts of channel off channel A and B. And I said, yeah, channel A gets 350, channel B gets and that's right and left. And then center also gets that too. And then everything else is 175 because it's 2 split into 1, or 1 split into 2. So 300 divided by 2, or 350 divided by 2 is 175 per channel. And the truth is how much power do you need? You know what I mean? How much power do you need? Like with my integrated amplifier, 220 watts per side is enough to hurt your ears. Now, the music isn't recorded to hurt your ears. Well, some music is, but most music is not recorded to hurt your ears. So anyway, he was a DJ for a long time and this and that. So he's not stupid. He knows about audio equipment, but he knows about professional audio equipment. And he was talking about crown amps because he says, well, you have that crown amp out in your garage that run those 2 big 15-inch speakers. And I said, yeah, well, the AVR that I'm using, and I'm probably going to switch that whole system up to just a 2-channel in my garage, move 1 speaker over here, move 1 speaker over there. And I'll probably just use the power amp or the crown amp to just, piggyback off the AVR. It's an old AVR, so it's tired, but its processing capabilities are brand new, pretty much. They've never been used. So, I told him, I said, if you've got them, I would use them. But, if you had to buy them, I wouldn't buy them because they're, they're expensive for one, and they're Class D for 2. They're not done exactly perfect, but they're good, especially in pro audio, because all you need is amplification. People are dancing at parties, and the reason he's probably not a DJ anymore is probably because there's not as many parties. He does weddings and stuff, and there's just no bars. Well, maybe in the bigger centers there's bars and places you go to, and I don't know. I just told him, I said, try it out, because for every channel, right and left, you're going to need a crown amp. So if you've got, a 5-channel, 5.2 channel, you're going to need, you're going to need at least 2, because you can run some of it off the AVR. But I don't know, would I do it? Would I have a rack of crown amps for a 11.4 system? Would I? Not including the subs, because that makes it, different numbers. Would I? I don't know. I think what I bought considerably cheaper, because what I bought would be the same cost as 2 crown amps. And it can deliver 11 channels of sound between 350 and 150 watts per channel. All channels driven. It's a Class AB. It has a toroidal like that in it. So I'm just like, what do you do? What do you do? A whole bunch of crown amps or a power amp? There's lots of people that make power amps, man. Outlaw Audio. Sorry, got a frog in my throat. Outlaw Audio, Crown, Tone Winner. They're Chinese. They've been reviewed pretty highly by Spec of Tech. He likes them a lot. There's a guy in Toronto that's a dealer. Sorry for the slurping. I got something in my throat. But yeah, I don't know. I love that AB sound. I don't mind the Ice Power sound or the Class D sound either, but because almost all amplifiers or AVRs are Class D anyway. That's why they don't get so damn hot all the time. And some of them do get hot, trust me. Some of them get hot enough to cook sausage on. Anyway, just my thoughts. What do you think? What do you think? Would you use crown amps, or would you just buy a dedicated power amp? You know, I mean, Marantz makes them. They're astronomically expensive. But do they astronomically sound better? Well, an amplifier is designed to sound what you send it. So if your preamp, which is the AVR at this point, is shitty, well, then the Marantz is going to be shitty. But chances are you're going to pair it with a Marantz, and a Marantz isn't shitty. So it's going to sound good. But you are sheckling out cash for Marantz. And there are some other products that are comparable. Let me tell you, there definitely are. I know that mine is. And it was made in China. But it was also overseen by a guy that's in Toronto, and he has an engineer that works for him that spends a lot of time in China. And I didn't hesitate when I bought it. I just didn't. I wish I used it more, though. I just wish I used it more. I use it all the time, but I never get the volume out of it. So I've switched it to 2-channel, so my big JBLs are always running all the time. And wow, that's exciting. Anyway, what would you do? What would you pick?